Investigations led the police into interviewing the deceased cousin who was last seen leaving the burning house. A search at the outside building led to the discovery of a woman's head inside a bucket. The motive of the killing is unknown at this stage.
If this was not reported by the police, we would not believe it. The woman is Slindile Mkhize. She died a horrible death, allegedly in the hands of her own cousin. This is Slindile Mkhize's sad story. Welcome back to True Crime with me, Julia. On this channel, we profile true crime cases that have happened in South Africa. This week has been hectic, very tragic. This case is new. It broke on Thursday, 30th of October. Please note that the case is based on allegations. It's also based on media reports and a police report. Please let's comment if we have more information on this story so that we can help keep Slindile's story in the discourse. Let us get into the story.
The victim was beheaded and her body set alight in K section. Police believe the suspect is her relative.
Investigations led the police into interviewing the deceased cousin who was last seen leaving the burning house. A search at the outside building led to the discovery of a woman's head inside a bucket. The motive of the killing is unknown at this stage.
This is not just another fire in KwaMashu. This is the kind of story that turns a quiet Thursday into a nightmare. When firefighters arrived at a home in K section, KwaMashu, they expected to put out flames, not uncover a murder scene straight out of a horror movie. As the smoke cleared, the body of 33-year-old Slindile Mkhize was found, laying lifeless on her bed. The bed was entirely engulfed by flames. But something didn't make sense. Parts of her head was missing. At first, people at the scene thought she had been burnt, and when they searched a nearby backroom, they made a gruesome discovery. They found her missing head inside a bucket. That backroom belonged to Slindile's cousin, a man she had once trusted, but who had now become the main suspect in her brutal murder. Neighbors say he stood there as flames consumed the main house, pretending to help but dragging his feet as if he didn't want the fire to stop. When people asked him for the house keys, he claimed he didn't have them. But when someone checked his pockets, they were there. The moment they opened the door, the horror inside was beyond words. Slindile's sister, Slindile Mkhize, says this wasn't random. Her sister had just filed a protection order against the same cousin. This only 3 weeks ago. They had been living in the same property, fighting constantly over who truly owned the family home. He claimed their grandmother left it to him. She allegedly said it was her late mother's property. The arguments had turned violent. Slindile had been assaulted. She tried to separate herself, living in the main house, while the cousin stayed in the back room. But sometimes, when danger lives just a few meters away, distance is not enough. Slindile believes her sister was murdered the night before the fire. The blaze, she says, was a cover-up, a desperate attempt to burn away the evidence of an unthinkable crime. The neighbors also believe that the murder happened the previous night. They said on most cases, when the two fought, they could hear them. But this time, they didn't hear anything. They think Slindile was sleeping when the cousin snuck up on her, stabbing her first before beheading her. They say he also had enough time to do this, which couldn't be during the day as they would have heard something. When police arrived, they arrested the cousin on the spot. The KwaMashu community is reeling. People who knew Slindile describe her as kind. They say she was hardworking. They say she was a mother of 2. They say she lived with her mother in Solezwe for 3 years and had only returned back home for 3 months now. They say she was currently unemployed but looking for work so that she could provide for her children. They can't believe someone from her own bloodline could commit such a monstrous act. Her family believes dope may have fueled the cousin's rage and paranoia. And as the case heads to court, one haunting image remains. A quiet home in KwaMashu. Its walls blackened by fire, and a bucket holding the proof of one family's darkest secrets. I will definitely be keeping up with the story. Please let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think happened? What fuels such evil?
Investigations led the police into interviewing the deceased cousin who was last seen leaving the burning house. A search at the outside building led to the discovery of a woman's head inside a bucket. The motive of the killing is unknown at this stage.
Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think happened? And also, what should we do now to make sure these incidents don't happen at all? What do we need to do? Please let me know in the comments. Stay safe. I will see you in the next one.